So Tim, I know the last time we talked, we kind of got into lengths of trips, and you're obviously you're a very well traveled man. You just came back. You're back in the States now on another trip. Tell us about this one and what that entailed.
I'm back on a plane and we're flying to Okinawa, and that's from Hawaii. That's 8 hours to Tokyo. From down there, it's 3 hours down to Okinawa, plus the layover, plus the hour commute from the airport. So it's 15 hours door to door from Honolulu. You think you're close, but it's just not. And so plus you have the date line. So what's going to happen is you're going to leave Hawaii on Sunday morning, and with the time zone difference and the date line, you arrive in Okinawa Monday night at damn near midnight, and it's a long way. And so then, all right, so great. Now I'm in Okinawa. Oh, must be awesome. You're back on another tropical island. Well, it's pitch black outside. You're in a hotel room that looks exactly like the hotel room you're in Hawaii, except now it's another 6-hour time zone change. So what happens there is in the defense office we worked with in Okinawa on the Marine Corps side was awesome, because I just love working with the Marines. They're typically just super motivated and they're always fired up. And I'm a big energy type of individual. I have a lot of energy, and I like to be fired up as well and just run 100%. And these Marines do the same thing, which is quite a bit different than what I see in the other services, to be honest. But Tuesday morning, it's 8 a.m. when we're ready to roll, and the defense attorney that's on the Marine Defense Service is picking me up at 8 a.m. So now you've got the 6-hour time zone difference. You haven't had a lot of down days, and we're rocking and rolling, and we're prepping with our client the majority of the day on Tuesday. On Wednesday, we were doing more prep for court. We had a hearing in the afternoon, and then Thursday, we're back in court. This was for a sentencing case. So this was a case where we don't do a lot of guilty pleas, but in this case, I'm telling you, the guilty plea was the absolute right way to go, because the evidence was just a disaster. And this guilty plea that we had was for 36 months to 60 months. So that was the plea agreement that he would do between 3 and 5 years. And the reality is that saved him literally decades in confinement. So now Thursday, we're in court at 8 a.m. again, doing a sentencing hearing, and that's an all-day event. That was like a 10-hour hearing, because not only does your client have to go through the arraignment, entrance of pleas, he has to be placed under oath and state, why he is guilty. So it's called the Providence Inquiry. After you go through that, the government's going to call their witnesses in aggravation to say your client's a dirtbag. They'll call the victim, who's going to go and get up and cry, and victim's mom, who's going to cry, and everyone's going to cry and talk about how their life was ruined by your client. And once they're done with the tear fest, then it's over to your turn. You're calling our client's parents. We're calling members of the command to say our guy is a great Marine, but has this issue. And, you kind of put the extenuation and mitigation case on. And then obviously we call, maybe it's not obvious, but we do call our client to give what's called an unsworn statement, or a statement to the court. All of that goes on. That's an 8-hour process. In the interim, while right before closing arguments, we had to do an arraignment in another case, because I have another client on Okinawa. So the judge, we do an arraignment on another case. So you have to then mentally shift over to a whole nother set of facts. We then went and did closing arguments. And in that particular case, the judge came in on the very low end of the sentencing guidelines. That was a win for us, because the judge had a pretty big range of what he could sentence our client to. He came in on the low range of what was already a good deal we negotiated. So there you go. That was awesome. Now you're talking, now it's Thursday night. It's, 7 p.m. or 1900. You get back to the hotel, you eat, pack out, and then you're flying out at 8 a.m. the next morning. And then from Okinawa to Tampa, that's the long haul, because from there you've got the hour drive to the airport down in Naha. You've got 3 hours up to Tokyo. You have the layover, then you have the 15-hour flight to the East Coast, and then 3 more hours down to Tampa. So you leave on, like 8 a.m. on Friday morning in Okinawa. You get the date back because of the time zone difference, but you land about midnight in Tampa. You've been traveling. It's about 35 hours door to door from Okinawa to Tampa. So it's brutal. And then, then it's Saturday morning, and you got to be game on again, because, here I've got a wife and 4 kids, and, it's game on, right? And so you've got to get over the jet lag. And I'm telling you, the jet lag is a bitch coming from Asia, because it's a 12-hour difference. It's like going from day shift to night shift instantly. So it's really hard to reset that. And then on top of all that, you have all your other clients who, you've been in trial for 2 weeks and things happen in their cases. So you got to manage, put out all the other fires that are going on for the 2 weeks that you're traveling. And then when you get back, everything kind of piles up and you have clients, that you need to take care of. So there's never any downtime. So it's right back on the weekend. You're right back at it. And here we are. Right. And so that, in a nutshell, I know that's a lot going through. That is a very quick summary of what a 2-week trip is like, because it's once you get on the road, it's game on until you get back. I mean, it's pretty much nonstop. I mean, I love it. It's awesome. I wouldn't change it for anything, but it's nuts. I mean, it's pretty wild the way these things pan out. If you're a military service member and you're stationed in Okinawa, mainland Japan, Korea, Europe, or some far-flung location, and you need a lawyer who actually has the ability to travel there and win your case and not take a vacation while he's out there, give me a call and we can do a consultation. I'm at 813-669-3500, or you can look us up at www.bileckilawgroup.com.